my gosh. You guys, this is so exciting. Who's excited to be back together? Yes! It's like the best 4 days of my life. You guys, I'm so excited to chat vision with you, and this is literally a vision come true for me. Speaking on main stage has been on my vision board, being recognized as a top coach. I've got a big team here. Yes! But don't worry, I'm going to share with you how my life went down in flames. I want to take you back to January 2nd, 1999. I was living in San Diego, California, and I was at rock bottom. I had not seen a sober day, or hour for that matter, in years. I had dropped out of college. My family had pretty much disowned me. And I can remember not even being able to hold a pen to write because my hands shook so badly. And the only thought in my brain was if I had a gun, I'd kill myself. If I had a gun, I'd kill myself. If I had a gun, I'd kill myself. So guys, how in the world does somebody like that become the top coach of a billion-dollar company, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I believe that it comes down to having a crystal clear vision and retraining your brain to focus on the right things. So you see, guys, our thoughts end up creating our reality. And to put it more clearly, it's actually our thoughts that create our state that creates our behavior, what we do, and that's what creates our reality, our life. So it bears that we should probably pay a lot more attention to the thoughts going on in our brain, yeah? All right, maybe you can relate. Who here is married or has a partner? Wow, awesome. All right, I bet there's been a day, or lots of them, where you thought you are the luckiest person in the world to be married to them. Yeah? Yeah, okay, come on, wake up. But I bet there's been a day or two where you're like, that's it, I'm out. Like, I can't do this, I'm out. And then a month later, you're like, I'm in love again. Yeah? Like, have you ever wondered why that happens? They haven't changed. Just what you're focused on about them has changed. It comes down to what your brain is paying attention to. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately, we are all born with a brain that is pre-programmed to be on high alert for like threats and danger all the time, right? So we're looking for threats of failure, threats of embarrassment. We're, focused on why we're losing, why we don't have enough money. So guys, if we're pre-programmed to absorb the information that ultimately makes us feel terrible, what in the world are we supposed to do? What practices can we put in place to focus on the good? Because we all know where focus goes, energy flows. Yes. Jim Rohn said it this way. If you want life to change, you've got to change. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, or anything around you, right? But you can change yourself. That is something you have charge of. So creating that change, I think, is a two-step process. First, you got to create the vision, and I've got 5 steps for you today. Second, you have to create what I call a personal book of proof, which is going to connect you directly to your vision. I call it the Vision Proof Success Loop. So let's start with vision. We hear about it all the time, guys, but do you actually read it, see it, feel it every day? You're going to hear me say that a lot today. Every day. These 5 steps are going to help you create that vision so that you can go after the life that you truly want. Are you ready to dig in? Yeah? All right. All right, step 1. See failure and envy as a gift. So I was only able to create a vision for recovery for myself because I was so crystal clear on the life I didn't want to live anymore. All of our failures are a gift. So hear me on this. Anytime anything happens in your life that you don't like or you don't want, it is pointing you in the direction of what you do want. Do you get that? Contrast equals clarity. Every negative experience is showing you what you actually are supposed to go towards. Yeah? There's a quote, adversity is what introduces us to ourselves, which means pain is just a signal to grow. And once you learn the lesson the pain is teaching, or once you start to see that pain as a gift, I know that's hard sometimes. The pain's going to go away as soon as you make that shift. And here's one more thing. We all know this, but it bears repeating. Successful people, they've actually failed more. Successful people have just failed more. So what about envy? I had this amazing experience of listening to Glenn and Melton speak when I was a brand new coach. Full of fear, jealous of everyone else's success, super inferior. And at the end of the talk, somebody raised their hand in the audience and asked this question. They said, how do you find your purpose? And I was like on the edge of my seat, right? Like, yes, that's the $1 million question. And she said this. She said, go where you're envious. That changed my life. Use envy as a gift. It's showing you where you're supposed to go. Step 2, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just think stream of consciousness, pen to paper. If it pops in your head, write it down. It doesn't have to be poetic. It doesn't have to be pretty. I can remember just preaching vision to my team, and probably about 2 years into coaching, we were at a retreat, and they were like, can you read yours? I was like, sure, I'll read mine. And I pulled out like a crumpled up sheet of paper and read them a list of, bullet points. And, I'm like getting teary-eyed. And when I look up, they're like, that's it? That's what you've been preaching for the last 2 years? I'm like, yeah, that's it. It doesn't have to be poetic. It just has to be yours. So you've got to ask yourself, what would your life look like if you could wave a magic wand? And I believe this is the magic question. If money and time were not an issue, what would your life look like? What would it feel like? Don't overthink it. Just put pen to paper and start writing. Step 3, it has to be multifaceted. So I want you to think work goals, financial goals, relationship goals, all the different goals, family, legacy. Here's what I mean. What if your vision was all about your kids? It's a good vision, right? All about what you could give your kids. What if you wake up one day and you want to strangle them, right? I love you guys. But it happens, right? What's your vision going to do for you that day? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Your vision has to be deep and layered enough that there is always something you can grab onto. Just one thread. And when you grab onto that one thread, guys, you break down the barriers. The point is it's supposed to drive you and get you excited and committed to doing what it takes to show up. Yes? And when you focus on that why, the how will show up. I promise. Step 4, it has to involve you and others. So when I first started coaching, my vision was predominantly about me, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I actually want you to start out your visions with like the I am, right? The I am statements. Create a new I am identity. And here's what I mean. Think about this. Have you ever worked really hard on a habit and then like 2 days or 2 weeks later it like falls apart? And you try again and you're working on the habit and it falls apart. The reason is you're focused on the habit and you haven't created a new identity, right? Work harder on the identity and the habits will fall into place. So start out your vision statement with those I am statements. And every time you read it, you're going to start to build that belief in who you need to be to get where you want to go. So what about the other part? I admit this when I started coaching, and I will still admit this. There are way more days that I will show up for you than I will show up for me. I will always give up on myself. I say that today, right? But I will never give up on you. And I bet you guys are very similar, right? Our vision has to involve how we are impacting others, the change we want to see in the world. What pushes me more than anything is knowing that there's women out there like me that are depending on me to throw them a life raft, right? We have got to get over ourselves and care way more about other people than we do our egos. Yes? Yeah. All right, step 5. I want you to see it and feel it every day. Do you know that your unconscious mind does not know the difference at all between a vivid visualization and reality? It doesn't. So every time you vividly see and feel that goal and that life coming to fruition, you're shifting your belief and your identity into who you need to be to achieve it. Listen to this quote. I love this. Defeated warriors go to battle and hope to win. Victorious warriors win first and then go to battle. Visualization is not some airy-fairy thing, guys. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, they all believe and use the power of visualization. The idea here is that you're shifting your energy. Brendan talked about it, right? Your physiology. You cannot succeed in your business from your couch like this in your phone. You can't. You have got to be in a different energy, right? You've got to be in a different state. So I'm going to make you stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Don't worry, Aaron, I'm not going to make you dance. And just give 5 people a high five. Like, get up and move your body. Yes, get excited, change your state. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, that's the energy I'm looking for. Praise the Lord. All right, you guys. You can have a seat. Thank you for that. I was going to make you dance, and then I decided not to. The second part of really creating this change you're looking for is knowing how to fuel it. This is the connection part. This is everything. This is what I call book of proof. And I want to tell you about 2 coaches that I work with. One of them struggles a lot. She's got anxiety. It's not Erin. She can't stay focused. She gets overwhelmed all the time, right? She's always feeling less than. And the other is the opposite. She's like a time ninja. She's amazing with people. She's super confident. She's laser focused on her goals. And she is an insanely hard worker. I know all my coaches are wondering which one they are, right? I want to let you in on a secret. They are both me. They are both me today and every day. And it's my guess that they are both you. But you get to choose which one. Yes! The one you focus on is the one that is going to show up. Yes, it's within you right now. This version of me, I created it by focusing on the wins, big and small, and writing them down every single day. So this is book of proof, guys. I'm going to walk you through the process. So every morning, I want to say the first thing I do is write my book of proof, but the first thing I do is shoot my Energize. And then I pick up a pen and my book of proof. And I build a case for myself. Where am I winning? How did the universe show up in my favor? Where is the proof that that vision is coming to life? This is different from gratitude. I love gratitude. I think it's one of the most powerful forces we have. But we're not writing, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for my kids, right? This is proof. This is reality. This is real life wins, big and small, linked directly to your vision. I want to share with you something that blew my mind. So I'm kind of a dork when it comes to like studying neuroplasticity and brain science and all this other stuff. Every single second, we have available between 2 and 4 million bits of information. The lights, the sound, the shoes, the hair, the air, the colors. Every single second, 2 to 4 million bits of information trying to come into your brain. But we're not that smart. Our brains can only grab onto 32 every single second. We delete the rest. Literally, our brain just deletes it. So do me a favor and wiggle your big toe. Is it there? It's been there the whole time, guys. You were deleting your toes. Yeah? Your brain was literally just deleting them. So the 32 bits of information that we are naturally grabbing onto all the time, we already talked about it. The comparison game on social media, the threats, the scarcity, the ghosts, the people saying no, like all the negative, right? Your brain will naturally wear you down and build a case against you if you don't do something about it. You have to build a case for yourself every freaking day. Every day. So do me a favor. I want you to hold your hands out like this. Not like this. Just shove them in your neighbor's face, like this. There you go. All right. Everything you want, keep them there. Your hopes and dreams in your right hand. Your hopes, your dreams, your goals, all those things in your vision board in your right hand. Coco, you better get those arms out there. Thank you. In your left hand, all the negative, right? I'm not good enough. She's not messaging me back. Nobody likes me. I'm not making enough money. Now look at your left hand. Your brain just deleted your dreams. Your brain quite literally deleted all the solutions, all the dreams, all the gifts. You can put your hands down. Thank you. When you focus on your problems, you delete your solutions. When you focus on your solutions, you delete your problems. We have to flex that muscle every day. I said it again, every day. I want to look at this one more way. So anybody familiar with Dan Sullivan and his book, The Gap and the Gain? Yeah, it's so good. And when I read it, I was like, this is what we do. This is book of proof. So I like to refer to it as the gap and the gift. So here is you right now. Here are your goals and your vision, which are so important. Like I'm the vision girl, right? This is important. We have to have that. But when you only focus on that, you are in the gap, right? There's a lot of feelings of, I don't know if I can get there. I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed. I'm less than. So you have to measure backwards. You have to compare yourself where you are now to where you started. This is your book of proof. If you don't focus on this piece, you won't believe the goals and the vision are possible. But when you do focus on this piece, you're going to feel happy, you're going to feel excited, you're going to feel like a badass. Yeah? You're building a case for why you're going to win, for why those goals and vision are absolutely going to happen. When I started coaching, I was, brand new coach, big dreams, but like super insecure, felt like everyone was smarter, doing it faster, doing it better. Does that sound familiar? Anybody relate to that? But when I looked back to where I came from, and I focused on what I had overcome, the so-called failures that I now see as a gift, and I built a case for myself every day by writing down those wins, big and small. That's how I built the belief that this person could become this person. You too have come so far. You guys, you've overcome so much, especially in these last 2 years. You have become a different person. Your vision and your book of proof are the most powerful tools that you can utilize every day to create the business and the life that you want. Guys, what I know is that this business and this work will change you and your family completely if you let it. Not that long ago, I got a text message from an acquaintance after our daughter's dance class. And this is what it said. I keep thinking about your Coco, my daughter, that she feels so confident in herself to be able to notice, act, and compliment another little girl is amazing. It's a tribute to you, Moira, and the woman you demonstrate yourself to be. She learns from watching you. I can tell you that's not who I was 7 years ago. That is not the mom I was or the woman I was 7 years ago. And I know that there are a lot of you in this audience that feel guilty for working this business and taking time away from those you love. Who feels that? Yeah? Don't feel that for a second, please. I beg you. When I think about my family, and I know how much they've changed because I've changed, you guys, I believe that you are robbing those you love of the person you're supposed to become if you don't go all in. All in. I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. When you change a mama, you change a family. Just last August 4th, my son ended up in intensive care with a dual diagnosis of type 1 diabetes and COVID. And it was the scariest thing we've navigated as parents. I remember being terrified that we were going to be a statistic. And I remember laying in bed with him, my big boy wrapped up in my arms, so scared for what life was going to look like for him and for us. But it is who I have become on this journey that carried me. And it is who he has become on this journey that carried him and my entire family. This work that we do, it has a ripple effect on everyone around us. The mindset, the tools, the successes, the failures, the community. It will reshape you and everyone around you if you lean in and let it. Here's the thing. That change you so desperately want, it does not come from the easy days or the success. It comes from the late nights, comes from the early mornings, the days you fail and you get up again. The days you push through and the day you don't quit. I remember the first year I pushed to be an Elite 10 coach. I had to remind myself every day that I never wanted to stand on this stage and say it was easy. You don't decide to train for a marathon because you want to cross the finish line with ease. You decide to train for the marathon because you know it's going to be hard and you want to see what you're made of. You have to ask yourself, who do I want to be? Think back to every day that led you here. Every heartache, every trial, every failure. It taught you something. It built within you empathy, grit, resiliency, perseverance. Those experiences, they are the armor that you wear. Without them, you would not have what it takes to take it to the next level. So when you walk out that door and get home, it's about action. It's about seeing that vision and letting it fuel you. It's about focusing on the good and celebrating the heck out of that. It's about seeing how far you've come to build the belief in where you're going. It's about taking every story you used to think was holding you back and using it as fuel. You guys, those things are not the reason you're going to fail. They're the reasons you're going to succeed. You get to write the script. Let's make it a damn good one. Thank you.